another big boom, and we're not sure exactly what direction that's coming from.
What are your eyes telling you, Kimberly? Are they telling you?
I'm not seeing any smoke where I am right now, but we heard something go off. Definitely something.
I heard it in the back of your phone as we were signing off. I heard it as well. All right, is there
I'm looking in the sky. I'm not seeing a plume. Again, they're trying to push everyone as far back from the medical tent and from Boylston Street as possible. There's just a lot of franticness right now.
So we were listening there to a U.S. correspondent who was in the middle of a phone interview, as you can hear, when at least one of the bombs went off. From all the pictures that we've been seeing, Patty, it seems quite hard to tell whether this explosion took place on the sidewalk or actually within a building. Has there been any comment so far on how they think these, well, at least one explosion confirmed so far, have taken place?
Well, first I want to tell you what is being reported by the Associated Press. Boston police now say 23 injured and at least 2 dead after these 2 explosions. I've heard updates, or some people say as many as 50 injured, some severely. But again, Boston police are now saying, according to the Associated Press, that 2 died in these explosions, 23 injured. We believe several of those are seriously injured. One of the things that I'm noticing, Julie, when you look at this video, is we've seen what happens when any sort of bomb, even a homemade bomb, goes off within a building. There is some rubble. There's more glass shattered on the street. This appears to me like we're not seeing actual building damage as opposed to just the debris that would happen, obviously, if some sort of, let's say, improvised explosive device was left on the sidewalk. But again, the police aren't specifically saying what they believe happened here. We cannot say that it was an IED or a homemade bomb or anything, really, because all they're telling us is they are investigating. We believe they've now blown up a 3rd item, which it could have just been precautionary. But as you look at this video, that appears to me to be blood-stained streets, because obviously these are sidewalks that would have been packed with people. People go to these events incredibly early, hours and hours before anyone's expected at the finish line, to try and get the best seats. People will stand on those sidewalks packed shoulder to shoulder to get the best view, because this is a citywide event. As I mentioned, it's not just for the people of Boston. 500,000 people enter this city every year for this event on this, what they call Patriots Day. So looking at the pictures, and again, right now police are going to take a little bit of time to get information, so we have to glean what we can from these pictures. It appears to me that this did happen right next to the finish line. You heard from that reporter, pretty much back-to-back explosions, but it doesn't seem that they targeted the building as much as they focused on the sidewalks.
And Patty, I should just mention that I've been given a wire here from the Associated Press, just giving us an update on what's happening on the political side of things. The White House says that President Barack Obama, as we know, was notified about the explosions at the finish line. The White House says the administration is in contact with states and local authorities, and he has directed his administration to provide whatever assistance is necessary in the investigation and response. Apparently, Vice President Joe Biden was on a conference call with gun control activists when staffers turned on televisions in his office on Monday to view coverage of the explosions. Biden said during the call that his prayers were with those who suffered injuries. Of course, Patty, I know that you have covered the White House for many years. What's the protocol when something like this happens?
Well, usually his national security advisor will interrupt the president in whatever meeting he happens to be in. His public schedule didn't have him listed as doing anything. We believe at about an hour and a half he was supposed to do a credentialing ceremony for ambassadors, but we didn't expect to see him on camera for that. A lot of times those meetings get canceled and the president goes into the Situation Room there in the White House or in the West Wing. Normally it's his national security advisor. I say that because right now his national security advisor is in Russia. No doubt he'll be coming back, but there'll be a deputy. There'll be somebody there who will be briefing the president. Obviously, they have access to quite a bit of intelligence and communication equipment within the Situation Room. He's going to be on the phone, no doubt, any moment now with the governor of Massachusetts, the mayor of Boston. If the police chief can spare them a moment to talk with the president, his staff is going to be trying to gather any kind of evidence. Behind the scenes, they're going to be asking themselves